they talked to the nurses and they said, basically, you have 4 parts of your mission, your work as a nurse. And I love this about nursing. They said one of your missions obviously is care, whether, patient care in some way.
Yeah.
And it could be bedside, chair side, it could be any of those places. But you have a portion to care for patients, direct patient care. The second thing is you have a responsibility to either be researching or be participating in the research. So maybe you're not doing the research, but since we practice evidence-based medicine, you are aware of the research, and so you're very compliant.
You're always in it then.
Yeah, you're compliant in how you practice, so at least the researchers know if their research was correct. Like when they research and put it out into practice, they don't know if it's correct because a lot of us don't comply, and therefore we screw up their data.
And
so
we're half-heartedly bought into it.
Exactly. So your part in research may be just continue your own education, staying up to date with the times, and quickly translating research into practice. So practice and research, those are 2. Third, in the nursing profession and devotion, dedication, there is a big passion for teaching. So you get some formal schooling, but a lot of the nursing profession is that more experienced nurses take students onto the clinical sites, and there's a big part of the role, even when you're a bedside nurse, there's always learners around, right? Yeah. There's teachable moments, and you're expected, as you gain an expertise, to share that.
Yes.
So there's teaching. And then the last one that every dean talks about is service. So there's, whether it's in your organization like committee work, or maybe you're involved in a Catholic parish, you're like the parish nurse, or
5K in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Volunteering.
You're out promoting, or you're, teaching in the school system, whatever it is. So these, graduates, I'm like, that's pretty big order. You got to keep up on care. You got to research. You got to teach. You got to serve, right? And one would think, when you think about that, that equates burnout.
Yeah.
So then as I work with nurses, so I heard that speech over and over again. As I worked with nurses, I noticed when they started to get low energy, what was very intuitive for them, but what they did was they started to drop a part of these missions.
Interesting.
So they're like, I'm in patient care. Oh my gosh, I have students on the floor today. How can we only have students here at certain times? How can we limit always having to teach while that makes sense. I'll have less to do. They're like, I can't do another committee. I can't really serve. I can't be part of a professional organization where I present, kind of my findings.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. So I'm going to stop teaching as much. And
slow down researching.
I'm going to slow down, that part actually is the service part.
Oh, yeah, service,
and then they're like, you know what, I'm only going to do the bare minimum CEUs. I don't have time to really be into this in a big way. Now, this seems like it would be the perfect thing to do when you're burned out. You have too much on your plate, set boundaries, say no.
Cut things off.
What I came to realize is those 4 missions of a profession, and they aren't just for nursing folks, I think they're for all of our professions. Those 4 things are actually an energy cycle. And when you take part of that out or throttle down on part of it, it's not about doing, it's about engaging. You actually break the energy cycle.
Wow.
So my practice, my ability to joyfully be with the patient is excited by the newest research where I can do the breakthrough.
Tested.
My care is excited by the teaching I do. I have hope when I'm serving on a committee that can change the way we nurse.
Yes.
And so I apply that to my own life as a writer. When I get writer's block, I'm like, I should go self-soothe. Maybe I have a glass of wine that opens my mind up, or I should, work less, and then I can write
on
more.
the beach. Yeah.
And what I found out is my writer's block is when I've stepped out of the energy cycle.
Wow.
So when I can't write, it's because I haven't been researching, meaning reading other people's work. Because when I read somebody else's work, I want to improv and say, yes, and let's add this to it, or what about, or...
Yeah, great start.
Yeah, so I have to be reading other people's work. That's my research. If I'm not out teaching, I don't know what some of the latest things are. The questions that challenge me are what lead to a lot of my writing. And if I'm not like serving others, I lose hope in this industry that we will have workplaces beyond ego.
Yeah, you're like, why do all this work? Absolutely.
But some of my favorite organizations, they call me up and they're like, will you do a quick video on this? I'm glad to serve. I do a lot of extra stuff. When I am doing more, but it's focused energy work, I actually have more. It's like energy begets energy. It becomes like a big flywheel that Jim Collins talks about. And so I just think at times I bring this up because I think a lot of times burnout, I would check your wholeheartedness. I would check to make sure that you're expansive in your work. And I would really teach people how to manage their own energy as part of your onboarding.